Looks like we are live. Hello, everyone. My name is Jim. You know me as the Halo super fan of this channel. Um, I am super stoked today because we're going to play some Halo Infinite multiplayer. This is the second iteration of this, though. There was a closed technical alpha or whatever you want to call it, like a month or so ago. 343 has listened to a lot of our feedback, supposedly incorporated a lot of it. We'll have to wait and see. But today I thought it'd be something a little different, a little long form video to play a few matches with you guys and kind of talk through my initial thoughts of the Infinite Flight Part 2. I could already tell you right away just by looking at it, it runs better. So I know they said they were running an older build before. I can definitely tell this build is significantly better. I was getting anywhere from 40 to 50 frames per second in the menu. I'm sitting at over 100 consistently, which is awesome. So while we wait for a few minutes, it looks like the servers are not quite up yet, although they said noon. It's 12:06. What's going on? Of course, you know there's going to be last minute delays and such. So we'll just go ahead and wait for a few minutes. But while that's kind of churning in the background, I thought we would go ahead and take a look at some of the customizations that you could get to see kind of what has changed. I didn't see a whole lot, but I thought we'd go ahead and go through it together. Under the Customize tab right now, there are 5 different areas: the Armor Hall, Weapons Bench, Vehicle Bay, Body/AI, and Spartan ID, which is grayed out. So unfortunately, you're not going to see me running as my Trident II A366, which is my official Spartan designation that I gave myself many, many moons ago. Instead, I think I'm like 1813 or I813 or something weird. I don't know. It was totally random. I couldn't change it. That's probably my biggest criticism. So you know that it's going to be a great game. So under under the Armor Hall, we'll go ahead and start here. You could see your armor kit. You can see different coatings and helmets and such, and kind of look through, all different pieces of your Spartan. It's kind of a mess right now, honestly, the way they have it. They have helmets, and then they have visors right next to it, chest, shoulder pad, gloves, wrist, your overall color coding, your utility pack. It's kind of a lot to take in. I feel like there's a cleaner way to present this. I'm not really sure what that way is. Maybe more like a traditional like frame of a person with squares pointing to different parts of their body. But either way, you can go ahead and take a look at some of the helmets that are available right now. You can see that some of them are locked. Some of them are locked behind the battle pass, which I did not complete the last time. Some of them are TBD. I suspect they will probably be adding more stuff as time goes on. Notice that some helmets do have attachments, although they are typically extra in terms of putting a visor on or something, or not a visor, like a scope or some kind of red dot sight or some kind of weird artifact on your head. That's something that's slightly newer in this iteration of Halo. That's why I said like you kind of start peeling back the layers of this, and it is a little bit overwhelming. But each tab is at least clearly defined in terms of what colors or what is going to, what it's going to be like. This is the visor, so you could see the different visor colors here. If I go over to the chest armor, you can see some of the various chest armors here. They said, they being 343, has been very clear that this is going to be a incredibly intuitive game when it comes to lots and lots of customization. I don't doubt that, just based on the little bit that they're showing right now. This is a lot to chew on already to really customize your Spartan the way you want. I think this is the first time actually ever I have seen utility pouches able to be customized. So you have your standard utility pouch, which is really no utility pouch. Then you have like a grenade back, like 2 kind of grenades looking here. And then you have 3 smaller grenades with a radio and like a smaller ammo pouch. You can really get crazy with the way you want your Spartan to look. And I love that about this game. I really, really love that about this game. Very, very deep customization just in the armor. But of course, weapons are just as important. So what they've done here with the weapons, we'll just go ahead and look at the MA40, which is my tried and true AR. I love this gun to pieces. You can check out the different color skins, which is all that they're offering right now. I suspect later on you may get into more variants like we did in Halo 5 Guardians with, you know, bigger mags, different types of optics, maybe silencers. It remains to be seen. But for now, they're only showing off the base version of the gun, which is fine. That's kind of what you'd expect in a standard multiplayer match anyway. But you can go ahead and look at the 3 different color skins that I've unlocked. Here's the standard, what they call the standard issue, and then we also have a couple other variants here. I am going to run the Maltese Mayhem because it's the only gun skin I have unlocked. So I just go ahead and equip that. And I thought the lore button worked last time. I guess it doesn't this time. It's still an alpha, but there should be a little blurb of kind of the origins of this gun, why it's so important to the UNSC, blah, 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 blah. You could do that, by the way, for any gun. There are a lot to choose from, lots of different skins and such that they're going to be adding as time goes on, obviously. And it's got this neat little thing where you could even inspect it in 3D and check it out and zoom in and zoom out and all these wonderful things and really kind of get your nerd on. Down in the vehicle bay, right now they haven't really added a whole lot. They're just showing off the vehicles that are available, but still no customization remains as of yet. Here I would expect to see things like skins, maybe sound effects of the horns, maybe paint jobs, maybe sound effects of the engines, tire types. The sky's the limit. And based on how much they seem to want to customize this experience, it seems pretty clear to me that they would totally be adding some of this into, into a game. Remains to be seen, though. So we'll have to wait and see what kind of happens there. Lastly, the body and AI. You have the option of prosthetics, which I like. I went with the left prosthetic arm because of my... you can't see the guy's visor, but as you guys know, I have a very hard time seeing out of my left eye. So this is the closest I could get because I can't really see my left hand that well anyway. So I went ahead and I put on a left prosthetic arm, but there's lots of options. You can go fully prosthetic, legs, arms. You could change your body type, which only makes you slightly bigger on the waist. I'm hoping to see more of a female Spartan option, maybe a little bit shorter in statue, maybe a little bit build size. We'll have to wait and see. And then this is where you can pick one of your AIs. AIs are very personalized in this game. They have some crazy personalities. You'll get to hear some of them talk as we kind of work through all of this. Really quickly, I wanted to show off a couple of the settings. Not a whole lot has changed here. You still have your standard controller settings, keyboard bindings. Your video hasn't changed a whole lot. The one thing I'm a little disappointed in is the fact that we are still sticking with borderless full screen. I would just, I don't know why that option exists, honestly. I feel like we need to have a little bit more there. The resolution scale does get very wonky. I've seen resolutions like 1911 by 1061, which is very bizarre. Thankfully, there is a drop down for you to predetermine your window size, so you can dial in on the resolution you want. It does support ultra wide. I'm not using it today for the sake of video capturing for you guys. I'm running 1920 by 1080 because that's what Twitch and YouTube and the rest of the world is deemed standard. But if you are like me and you are a member of the ultra wide master race, fear not, you're going to get your 3440 by 1440 or your 2560 by 1440 resolutions, which is really, really nice. Max and min frame rate did seem to cause a lot of performance issues last time. I've gone ahead and made them both the same at 115. That is what my G-Sync monitor is set to right now to pair with my graphics card. So I'm hopeful that maybe we get... I'm hopeful that maybe we get some of that. I went ahead and turned off the voice dialogue because I don't want people bothering me when I'm playing. Chat is disabled. HUD, here's where you can really tweak some of the HUD and a lot of the accessibility in terms of colors and subtitles and enemy AI colors and your team colors. It doesn't have to be red versus blue anymore. It could be lavender versus salmon or lavender versus carrot if you want. So you don't have to worry about that at all. There's a lot in here to chew on. So I believe, I just want to do one last check on the audio here, make sure everything looks good. And I believe, actually, yeah, let me do open. I want to do disabled mic, fire team lobby and voice chat I want disabled, match voice chat I want disabled, incoming voice chat volume I want at 0. Spartan chatter I'll leave on. And actually, I'm wondering now if this voice volume is not the voice volume for in-game stuff, so I'm going to go ahead and raise that back up. I don't want anyone to bother us. And I don't want to say anything stupid because people like to sometimes have potty mouths. So we're gonna go ahead and try this again and see if we can get in. There you go. I'm I-1813. Just such a weird designation. I feel like nothing is happening, but maybe it is. They've added a battle pass to, while this is loading, or maybe loading, we'll give it a minute and see. They've added a battle pass to this game that is a perpetual battle pass. So it's going to remain forever. So if you bought it before, and like me, I only played a couple rounds, you can continue to chip away at it. It still exists. It's still here to get more experience. It never goes away, which I really, really do appreciate. I think that's actually a really, really cool thing. Can I do the weapon drill while I'm just waiting to see if I can get into something? You could see my stat. Basically, this is a carryover from before, so at least I could do something. I just want to show you guys some gameplay. I mean, if the beta is going to take a while to get up and running, I'm not too concerned about that. A lot of these things sometimes have a little hiccup. Sometimes you got to restart or whatever. I'm not faulting 343 for that. It's just a lot to take in. But I wanted to show off at least some gameplay so you could kind of see what it looks like and give you guys some thoughts to see if it really does look a lot better or they just optimized the menu. I can tell you right now, my loading screen, I'm sitting at 30 FPS, which is a little rough. Let's see what we're getting here. I'm getting about 100 frames per second right now. That's not too bad. I think my sensitivity is a smidge low. So I'm going to quickly look at adjusting that. Here's some real-time upgrades. We'll go 2.4. That's a little better. Okay. We're going to go ahead and pick up the gun. You notice the right mouse click does have a zoom, which is really nice. It feels really smooth. Really, really smooth. Even the burst fire, the recoil on it feels pretty good. You don't necessarily need iron sights with an AR. I think it's definitely a hip fire gun. I mean, I'm just one of these old school gamers that just likes to iron sight everything because that's kind of how I've always been trained to play. I know headshots do more damage than regular body shots. It's got a very distinct feel to when you hit somebody. It's got a very distinct pop. It's got a nice feel to it. I think this gun's going to be good. My biggest fear with Halo, and a lot of these Halo games, this one is no exception, is the AR always just seems to be kind of weak. Like, it's just never good enough. I think that's my biggest frustration, is it's like, it's just there. I don't know. We need more oomph. Doesn't need to be OP. I know BRs are kind of the battle rifle is kind of the tried and true 3-round burst, and there's always been a big distinction between that. But AR is like what we jokingly call it is the assist rifle. We call it the assist rifle because when you shoot with it, you just typically get assists. You're typically not getting that final hit. You're spraying a lot of ammo across a battlefield from multiple angles, trying your best to actually hit something. And typically, it's never enough to finish somebody off, but you'll get a lot of points for it. The way they did KDRs in previous Halos, it kind of would be a little janky on your KDR if that's important to you. So a lot of the pros shied away from it very quickly. Pistols are definitely the preferred weapon of Halo 5 Guardians, and it's kind of funny that it's your starting weapon. As a matter of fact, most pros typically only ever use the pistol. Very infrequently you'd see them pick up like a DMR. The only power weapons they typically use were rocks, of course, and the sniper. I'll be curious to see. This game supposedly was supposed to have some sort of pro tuning done to it, particularly with the 343 Pro team. A lot of previous Halo professionals ultimately retired and went over to Halo. And kind of decided to stay there and help out and to kind of tune the game and give some design criteria and try to like assist with how the game is supposed to run and feel. Ultimately, I think Halo 5 Guardians was a better experience for that. I'll be really curious to see if this iteration of Halo continues that pedigree, because I think we can all collectively agree that Halo... I'm going to just kill the game and start over real quick just to try. I think we can all collectively agree that Halo 5, the multiplayer, kind of like saved that game. I mean, I don't think there's any doubt of that. when you look at what Halo 5 brought to the table in terms of lore, in terms of single player story, in terms of experience and stuff, definitely lacking quite a bit. So it's nice that the multiplayer carried through, and I think that pro team had a lot to do with it. And I'm hopeful the pro team has delivered here again. The little bit I did get to play last time, I did play the alpha the first go round. I didn't play it as much as I wanted. One, because I knew progress didn't matter. Two, because at least my particular configuration was having so many issues. And oh my god, they reset my settings, didn't they? Hold on. Wow. Well, apparently it was still set correctly, but I guess you have to like lower it and raise it. That's what I mean. It's an alpha. These are bugs. These are expected. But yeah, I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. I just hope the pro team is figured this out. It ran great last time. No, it didn't run great last time. What ran great last time was just the experience. The actual moment-to-moment gameplay was pretty bad for me. I was getting 30, 40 frames a second. Really bad frame pacing. That's why I really wanted to try multiplayer here, just to throw some other bots in there to see what it looks like when you kind of put the system under stress. You're getting 30, 40 frames a second, a lot of bad frame pacing, never any disconnects or anything. It worried me a little bit because here we are in an alpha, right? We're into a technical alpha at this point. The game is, at that point, 4 months from coming out? And we still did not have any, I see people playing online.
Urge a U.S.
Let's see, this guy's playing online. We still had a lot of performance issues. I guess that's what I'm saying. That's what worried me. I'm going to load up a couple other streamers to see if they are using, if they're able to get in, or if they're still just doing the matches like I was doing, just weapon challenges. But if that doesn't work, then no, he's playing. I have no idea what's going on. Apparently 343 doesn't like me. They like everyone else but me. Maybe this means it's loading. I don't know. In the interim, I guess we'll go back and do one more academy match. I'll do another weapons drill. Or maybe training mode. Let's do training mode. Can I actually play with something on training mode? Like a bot or something? Just so you can at least see it. Just want to see it in action, Shooting range is fun. I want to run around, jump, that kind of stuff. Maybe we could do this really quickly and then I'll wrap up this video. Might hear the long guy going by right now. It's funny because the lawn guy, they know when I'm getting ready to record. I swear. They're like, okay, Jim's getting ready to do something. Let's cut his grass right now. See what happens. All right. So this is training mode. I don't know if this is actually against bots or just by myself right now. There's me, the Lone Wolf, Team Cobra. That's all you need is me. And I think I'm playing against... Okay, I got some bots here. All right, we got a match. We could look around a little bit. I could tell you right now... Okay, that could have been a loading issue with the bots loading in. I'm kind of watching my frame rate. I'm looking at draw distance. I'm looking at pop-ins. I'm looking at aliasing on shadows. Looking at particles, lighting, that sort of thing. This looks and feels really, really good. Really nice reflection here. It's definitely not a true reflection. There you can see that light has got 2 beams on it. And the shadow map, the reflection map that they used here has 1. But at a glance, you're not going to notice that too much. Here you could tell that's just a generic skybox. That's clearly not a true reflection of what's going on. Sorry, guys, I'll get to you in a minute. It was like, you're fighting a war out here. These are things I look for right away, is just kind of from a technical perspective. I want to make sure that, we're looking at the right things. And I want to be transparent. If you shoot stuff on the counter, it does look like it has, well, some of it has physics. Not all of it. That cup did. It's weird to see Halo in, a real world. Typically you're playing Halo, you're fighting in alien planets. You're not looking at ceiling fans or chairs or whatever. Different types of TVs, stuff like that. This is great. If it runs this well on launch, I think we're all going to be pleasantly excited. I'll be very curious to see what it looks like on the Series X. As you guys know, I did pick up a Series X console and an Elite controller. So the day I get that, I'll be doing a mass unboxing. It'll be my final entrance into the Xbox land. Look at all those bots hanging out. They're like one AI all programmed together. This is great. I don't really care. I don't really care. I'm not really here for fighting. There's a chicken thing. Can we kill the chicken? Ooh. Yeah, I feel like they've done a good job. You know, map design and such like that. I see a question about map design. Map design and stuff like that, I feel like will probably be coming later. You know, like I'll do a deep dive on that. I think right now the essence of the game really hinged on gameplay mechanics, and it really hinged on kind of look and feel of the world. And I'm feeling this. This feels really good. I think some of the other games definitely don't run very well on keyboard and mouse. Obviously, they have that support, but I always found myself going back to a controller. And I'm happy to say that using a keyboard and mouse feels really good. And this is everything on high settings, so this is the best they have to offer as of today. Other than my resolution being a little bit lower right now, so OBS can capture it cleanly. This is exactly how I expect, you know, Halo to look in a modern day, which is great. So I think they did a phenomenal job, and I'm just stoked as hell. I see a question about the audio in terms of their new audio system, and I did a pretty long deep dive of that. If you, by the way, I guess 21 minutes in, I'll go ahead and plug it. If you haven't yet had a chance to go check out my video on Halo 3's blog discussing their sound design, it's incredibly nerdy and incredibly technical. I highly recommend you do so. I think it's going to give you a really good appreciation for what Halo Infinite is trying to do sound-wise. I'll be doing some more sound tests later. I'm not sure how well that's implemented here. I really feel like just listening with my headphones, I don't notice anything that's wildly different or unexpected from what I would expect to hear from before. But I know that they made a big deal about it in their blog, talking about what the new sound system would do and how it would function and that sort of thing. So remains to be seen there on that. But I will say that I did read through everything, and I think I have a pretty good appreciation for what they were trying to accomplish. I'm curious, can you zip up here? You can. So there's no fall damage, so you could just get stupid. Could you go up here? Yeah, see, invisible walls. That's where I feel the grapple hook is going to hurt this game, because you're going to be like, oh, I want to get up there. Like, I want to get on that satellite ray. Or, like, here, this should be a perfect shot. And then you hit the invisible wall, and you pop off. So, you talk about level design. When we get into looking at map design, particularly with all the new tools that they've offered, like the grappling hook and like the, you know, all the new toys, these are things that I'm going to think about for sure. There's a little tiny reticle, I don't know if you guys can see it, in the center of my reticle that is yellow. That indicates a hook shot. And as soon as I pan over, like over here, you can't see it. Hey, come on, I'm doing a video. But if you pan over here, you can see it. That's what kind of gives you the visual cue as to whether or not... that didn't kill me? Oh. That's what gives you the visual cue as to whether or not you can actually use the hook shot or not. So, just in case some of you were wondering how that works. Oh, thanks for the shield. Yeah, see, I'm listening on the sound front. It doesn't sound that great. I don't know. Go check out the Needler. And then I'll wrap up this video after this match is over. Yeah, mostly just wanted to just take a quick look at it. This is definitely improved radically. Frame rate alone, the performance looks better. I'm not seeing nearly as many pop-ins as I saw before. A lot of that's going to have to wait and see, obviously, until we get into the open world environment. This is a very clearly designed level right now to give you just very corridor-type viewing angles, probably for the console, most likely, which is fine. I mean, you know, console users are just as important as PC users, probably more so, at least in terms of Halo's success and the pro scene. So I wouldn't expect anything different here than these tight maps, and I would expect good frame rate and good drop, you know, not a lot of dropping or a popping in of anything. And I'm looking in the horizon, like I said, I'm not really seeing anything. So good job on 343 for sure. And I'm very happy with what I'm seeing. And yeah, I just hope that when this game launches here, we're close. I mean, we're within like 2 months now. I just hope it gets the attention it deserves. I know that the Halo Championship Series is already kind of starting to ramp up again. Teams are calling out their pro teams. You know, players are calling up pro teams, and everybody's kind of getting back into the rhythm. I've seen a lot of people getting back into the Master Chief Collection, which is actually really, really cool. Really excited for that. I just realized as a training match, I think this will ever end. So I'll just talk till I'm done talking about that. I've noticed that in the pro scene, you know, like I said, it's starting to take shape. HCS says they're going to launch basically day and date with 343, which is really cool. So, or the launch. So we're going to start getting back into competitive tournaments and matches. I'm really sad. It's times like this. I really miss my beloved Microsoft Store because they were the hub to go to for these things. I know he begrudgingly went, but I will always forever be grateful to Brent for going with me to one of the many tournaments I went to. I think that was the first tournament I actually ever went to by myself, or together was with him. I did go to a few more since then. But that was just so much fun. And I'm sad that the Microsoft Store is gone because that really was the cement, at least in the Orlando scene, of people getting together and making matches, making friends. And some of my Xbox friends are from there, which is really cool. So it's not, you know, there's definitely, can I switch weapons? Oh, V is to switch weapons. Weird weapon switch. There we go. You can see I'm the AR man. I just like to point and shoot. I don't like to think. I don't have to reload. Just let this sucker rip. But yeah, I'm happy that the competitive scene is back. I'm glad this seems to be optimized for that, and that 343 is committing to that. The big mistake I think they're making, and we'll see, a lot of the professional streamers are obsessed with Battle Royale mode, and 343 does not seem willing to do that. I know Big Team Battle will scratch a partial itch for some, definitely for me. As a Halo super fan, you know, anything Halo is going to make me very happy. But I'm definitely not looking forward to the pro streamer scene turning their back on a game at launch, especially if Battlefield can kind of pull it off. I think Call of Duty this year is a wash. I've talked a lot about this on my channel with Phil and War Never Changes. We've talked about it a lot. Hey, buddy. Oh, I think that you know, I think there's so much going on right now with the with Vanguard right now that's just not working, and I'm really, really curious to see if later on we get into a situation where Battlefield takes the lead. And I feel like if Halo is ever going to be relevant, this is like the perfect time. This has got to be the perfect time for Halo to be relevant. There's no other way around it. It's just been far, far, far too long before we've had anything fun with Halo, before anybody's really talked about it. As much as I still enjoy the Master Chief Collection, and as much as I still appreciate what that game eventually came to be, many people turn their back on that game right away, and rightfully so. Can you stay charged while you're shooting? Nope, see, it cancels. Look at that. I'm sure they'll fix that. Many people, rightfully so, turned their back on that game right away, and it was not well received, and I don't think a lot of people have the patience I do in terms of like, well, you know, I'm just such a Halo fan, I don't care, I'll stick with it, and you know, seeing how it's improved with their season pass and matchmaking and all that wonderful things that they've kind of worked on. We didn't really see that, you know, until later on. So Halo's going to have to hit their stride like right out of the gate. Right out of the gate. And yeah, I'm reading that. I agree with you. I think that what's going to happen is for Halo to be successful, they need to make sure this launch goes smoothly as heck. I think, I know you say Halo's dead. It's like Warcraft. I mean, you know, how many Warcraft killers are there? Like, seriously, you know what I mean? Boy, I do not like this gun. These bots can't kill me and I can't kill them. What a showdown. Oh, I had my AR. I didn't realize I had my AR. Sorry, I got distracted. As usual, shiny lights. Yeah, I mean, how many Warcraft killers have there been? How many Halo killers have there been? I mean, the game's still building a pipe. They released a limited edition console. The day it was announced, it sold out. The controllers sold out. The peripherals are selling out. People are excited for this game. I just don't know the fans' patience when you look at the, you know, kind of what's been going on with 343. I just don't know how much more patience people have, and we'll have to wait and see. I think what will make this game, really what will make this game, I think the competitive scene will be fine no matter what. I really do. I think HCS will at least drum up support, whether there's 5 people in the grand finales or 5,000. I think the Halo Championship scene will drum up enough support to keep the game going. I think where you're going to win the hearts and minds of the folks is in the single player campaign. We really need some sort of closure on what's going on with Cortana. We really need some sort of, I want to say, pass the torch. You want to keep Chief, that's fine. You can't just get rid of Locke that way, that fast, without explaining where he went or why he went. I think the Arbiter, needs a little bit more TLC in this game. So I'm hopeful. I'm really hopeful they can pull a lot of this off. We'll have to wait and see. I gotta say that while I'm talking to you guys here, I am starting to notice more frame stutter as I'm playing. I don't know if that's like a memory leak thing or what, but I'm seeing my frame rate slowly start to drop. We were sitting over 100 when I started, and since I've been talking to you guys, it's dropped. I saw 83, I saw 79 a second ago. So we'll see. I don't know. Just pointing that out. But that's it for me. I just I don't really have much left to say. Just wanted to do a quick little live stream. Kind of unexpected. I don't really do a lot of these Let's Plays because I typically like to collect my thoughts after some gameplay. But I thought, this would be mindless fun enough to walk around and shoot and talk with you guys a little bit about, take a look at the options, play a little bit of multiplayer, just kind of see what to expect in the game and that sort of thing. So I think we're in good shape, and I can't wait to get more into this game. And if warranted, I will post another video, maybe with some big team battle content later in the next weekend, or if I get into some competitive multiplayer, something really cool or interesting happens, I'll probably do some more about that. But for now, that's it. I hope you guys have an amazing, amazing, amazing weekend. I know I will. I'll be playing a lot of Halo and a lot of Diablo too. Be jumping back and forth between the two of those. So that's it for me. Thanks, guys, for watching. Please take care of yourselves. And until next time, I will see you guys on the other side.